What's happening, traders? Welcome back to another video. So this is the last video of 2022. I had a pretty quiet little session over the Christmas period. Did a little bit of personal training, but haven't been videoing or live streaming or anything. But I just wanted to jump on here because I'm seeing this nice setup happening on EURGBP. Okay, and just running through the trade, we've got a nice area of resistance here and support. Okay, and this range, every time we've been in this range, prices moved very quickly, as you can see. Shot straight through, shot straight back through. They've just created this sort of double top resistance up here, showing price isn't really wanting to go much further at the moment, and we've just broken down into the zone. So I'm waiting for this 5-minute candle to close. If we can close within the zone, then I'm going to be looking for a sell on the next candle, depending on how it forms. So basically, we're just going to wait and see what happens, and then I'll come back when we've got our close in about 1 minute and 15 seconds. Okay, guys, so we just got our candle close now. Alright, what I'm going to be looking for now is price to push up a little bit, create a top wick, and then I'm going to enter a sell on the candle flip. Okay, so it would look something a little bit like this. We're going to go 2 seconds. We're going to go stop loss above the recent candle high here. And then we're going to target down to probably these areas down here. Okay, and then because we've got a little wick here, this will be our first TP. So let's see what happens. Hopefully we're going to get a flip. Now this could also be a fake out, and if this is a fake out and we close back in the zone, then I'm going to be looking for price to continue up to the upside, potentially back up to this area here. Alright, or even break through and continue up to the upside even more. So basically we just have to wait and see what this candle does now. And while we're waiting, just wanted to jump on here to show you a GBPUSD trade I had really nicely set up. And get rid of some of these lines because it's a little bit confusing. But basically we had this huge demand zone down here. Okay, found it on the 15-minute chart, looks a little cleaner. You can just see price just fired up, breaking all this structure. We had a bit of a liquidity grab, came back in, and I didn't record this one because it all happened a little bit too quickly and I wasn't ready to record. We had found our fair value gap as we normally do. It came and filled that extreme fair value gap. We went for an entry on the break of a candle high, which we got just here. We actually entered a bit below because it pulled back, and we went for basically a 1.64 up to this candle high here. So it's a really nice trade with the usual strategy that we use. This new one that we're showing in this video at the moment is one that we're going to be adding into the arsenal, which I've been working on over the Christmas period, and it's been working really nicely, coupled with the supply and demand zone with the fair value gaps, and then also breaker structures. That's what we're going to be going forward with in 2023. So yeah, really nice trade. And let's go back and have a look, see how EUGBP is doing. So we've got 2 minutes left on this candle. We have created a nice little top wick, but we haven't come back down into the zone yet. We haven't triggered, we're not entered in the trade yet. We've got sell stops just here. Okay, we are pushing up quite high actually. If we do break this high up here, it's likely that I'll cancel the trade. And we shall see what happens. But what we could be just doing now is just having a pullback. Let's go down to the 1 minute, see what the 1 minute's looking like. Yeah, so we've actually got a range on the 1 minute here, which is currently just been filled. Okay, we had a fake out of the 1 minute range. We filled, see here we got support, 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 support. We just come up to make resistance. So now hopefully what we'd like to see is the 5 minute candle. Once doing that, we'll flip down, and we're going to continue down to the downside. We have got clean traffic down through here. Okay, so that would be really nice to see. And as you can see, we are starting to drop a little bit now. So again, I'm going to come back when something has changed. Right, so 1 second left for this candle, and we have closed in the zone. Okay, so now I am still got my sell stops there. I'm not going to delete them because what can happen still is price hasn't really made much effort to move up here. We've got this huge top wick, and we could almost, you know, if we were going to be super accurate, move this up even just a touch the top of here. You know, we've only just closed inside the range. Now if we do break this high, I'm going to cancel the trade, but if we do come down and we break these lows again, then the trade is still valid for me. Okay guys, we have flipped bearish now. We haven't entered the trade still. We've still got to wait for a break of those candle lows there. The sell stops are still active, so if we do break the low, we'll be entered into the trade automatically, and we will be going. What I'm going to do now is actually I'm going to bring my stop loss a little closer, because if we do now break these candle lows, if at any point we were to come up above and break these highs, then there's no point in having my stop loss up here for an extra few pips loss, because it's likely then it's going to continue up to fill the range up here. So the stop can actually be a bit closer now, so it's actually a better trade. Now we're just going to come down. Are we going to get filled here? Not quite yet. Now it is the last trading day of the year today, Friday. So actually it hasn't been a bad day for volume. It seems that people have been trading. There we go. We are in the trade. Okay, we have been activated now, so I can get rid of this. And we're away. Yeah, volume hasn't been too bad really. You can see there's been some big moves today, and that's what we like to see. Okay, so we have got a full break of the lows now, which is nice. Even the previous candle low. And now we wait to see what happens. Basically, first TP is down here, as we're going to have our first level of past resistance potentially become support here. Once we come down here, I'll take some of the profit, I'll bring stop loss to break even, let the rest run. But until then, we are going to chill. Alright guys, so just jump back in. You can see now that the first TP has been hit. Okay, we're going to take 80% of the profit. Stop loss is at break even to let the rest run. Super nice trade, super simple. Such a simple strategy this. Something I've been working on now for the last month or so on the side of the supply and demand and the fair value gap. Basically just trying to make my trading as simple as possible without complicating it, you know, without having to make too many decisions. I want it all to be laid out in front of me, and then all I do is just follow the rules every day. And the great thing is, like, these two setups will work hand in hand, right? So if we can come down here, we've then got a potential demand zone right here, okay? So we've got a high volume area creating a large volume push up. So this area could also be a reaction, and it's also a magnet for price to come back down into. So it's a really nice sort of two strategies that can work together, as I showed you on the GBPUSD one as well. Although I didn't go into the zones areas, there are some, you know, the zones helped with the choice of that trade. And it's just price action. It's just what price does, right? Price does a certain thing. It's just how it works, and that's what you need to learn. All these indicators and whatnot is just really not something that works for me personally. And you'll see thousands of videos on YouTube of 99% strategy worked right. And I've gone in the past, you know, back tested these strategies, and if you back test it and go back in the charts and look at the setups, they work, right? There's could be a 99% chance they'll work. But then if you actually go through and sort of simulate trade them through, the indicators are delayed. They don't, you know, what might be a perfect looking setup after everything's done at the time was nowhere near the right setup or a live entry. So my best advice for anyone who's starting to trade, just learn price action. Learn why price moves, what happens to it, and the reasons it happens, right? You know, supply and demand is price action. Breaking of zones and areas like this, you know, clean traffic, fair value gaps, is price action. Okay, you just need to master that, and yeah, it's been the best thing for me to do in my trading. Because it's Friday and it's the last day of the month, I'm going to call that 100% closed. All right, so that's a nice 5 pips there on EUGBP, and yeah, a great way to finish off the year. A nice video to finish off the year. And just while you're here, I'm just going to run into, and I'm going to make a separate video on this, but the plan for 2023, we've got our website being made, or I'm actually making it myself, so that's on the cards. We've got some trading sort of merch, if you will, trading clothing that's going to be coming out in 2023, and we've also just going to keep going on with the live streams, with the educational videos. we're going to be making a Discord. See, that looked like quite a nice idea to do that there, just to pull back. Sometimes you just got to take the bag, right? If you got it, just take it. It doesn't always have to go to your full TP. If you win, you win, and you move on to the next one. So yeah, lots to do. Keep an eye out on the socials. And if you haven't already, I should do this at the beginning of the video because more people watch at the beginning than the end. But if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me, mean a lot to the channel, and I'm hoping that 2023 is going to be massive for us. So thanks to all those who have subscribed already. And yeah, Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace!